All right, how you guys doing? My name is Brooklyn from Streets 993 here in Nashville, Tennessee.
What's
All
up?
right. What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? It's great to just be in the presence of just hip hop legends, in this culture. Jermaine, I have a question for you. So when we think about Atlanta, we think about culture, influence, and trend setting. And around the time Freaknik came to be, nobody was really doing anything quite like it. So what elements did you take from the culture of Freaknik and apply it to your work in the music industry?
Well, I mean, my company actually was kind of built around Freaknik. I would say, at the time, Lil Jon was my A&R, and it was interesting because before Freaknik, I had just had conversations with the staff about them doing something that I wasn't doing, or them finding their own niche inside this company because I make the music, I'm writing and just and the third. So it's kind of hard to have an A&R that, if I'm making all the music, he don't really have nothing to do. So I had this real conversation with Lil Jon about him going and finding his niche and bringing me music that we could put out as opposed that I don't have to actually make. And Lil Jon came back with this whole idea to do the So Def Bass All Stars compilations, and he wanted to do it around the time that he wanted it to come out around the time that Freaknik was coming to Atlanta.
Mhm.
And this idea of his, I was, I wasn't really in tune with it because I wasn't, I didn't go to college. I wasn't hanging out at the ACU, at the AUC, at the AUC, and I wasn't really connected to that scene when he was talking about it. So he brought all of this to me and let me know what we was gonna do, and we started creating all this different merch and promotion, and it became like a real promotional tool for my company. And I feel like a lot of people really found out about So Def through Freaknik, right? And
Mhm.
just that. And so ultimately, the first year we did it, we didn't do so many pieces of merch. But then the next year, I was like, oh, this works. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So all the street team, we had different T-shirts, and we was making beach balls, and we started making towels and bigger towels, and it just became a complete marketing tool. And for basically the brand of So Def, not even the music. We had a soundtrack, but I didn't realize how much of the soundtrack was playing into people's lives. You don't realize that till after the fact when people start telling you like, yo, that song used to play when I came to Freaknik. But before that, it was just really just a focus on just making sure y'all understood what the brand was. And Freaknik was definitely it provided the energy for us to make it, and we made it to go along with that energy.
All right, cool. And real quick, Uncle Luke, now, we know Freaknik just looked like a crazy time. And we know that your music pushed those boundaries. And you're one of the reasons why there is that parental advisory sticker on the albums in today's music. Uh, now, uh, Now, when it comes to the extremes of Freaknik, what do you think would make a good comeback for Freaknik with it being, cancel culture being such a big problem in today's society?
Well, yeah, I mean that's a great question because I mean we do live in a society of cancel culture. We do live in a society where everybody is so sensitive these days, which would make the wildest part of the party uh, be something that most people would kind of shy away from right now. But when you really look at this doc, you don't just see the wild part of it. Yes, I played a major role in bringing the wild, the freak and the Nick and all that. But at the same time, when you look at this doc, you see young folks coming together, creating a party, creating an event for other young folks, just like everybody say that couldn't afford to go back home during a spring break weekend. So they created that party, and through the music drove it. Yes, during that time, that was at the height of my career with Two Live Crew, and so all the elements of what Two Live Crew brought to the table and going to this historic party, turned it into something totally different. But at the same time, without any programming, the event took the wrong turn. And you'll see in this doc, when it took a wrong turn, the politics of it all, and where we're at right now today, which is, Atlanta being the mecca of Black entertainment through Freaknik, because at that time, when I was in 1992 running around Atlanta, I mean, you only heard music from New York on the radio, but on the underground scene of it, and the Sharon showcases and the places like that, and Bankhead and all these different places, you heard their music. You heard the Shadis, the Kizzy Rocks, and all these guys here. So and you heard the Mabus and all that other world. So when you look at this doc, you're just gonna see so much history, Black culture, Black history, and where we're at right now today, that it's gonna connect a whole bunch of dots. And like we've been saying all day, our story has not been told. The South story, and this is just one of many other stories that'll be told about the South, that you'll be able to connect those dots. It wasn't a guy from Canada who created twerk. No, it was us sitting right here and Too Short said it, a guy from California who came to Freaknik, and he knew what it was. It was booty shaking. So you see all those different elements and people coming from all over the different parts of the country being impacted by what Freaknik brought to the table.
All right, dope. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. Just want to make sure everybody goes and checks out Freaknik, the wildest party never told. JD, Uncle Luke, thank you so much. Again, my name is Brooklyn from Streets 993.
Good show.